Hey guys, Ankit here. So as you know, I got the Oneplus Nord2 few days back and I've been using it for the past 3-4 days and wanted to share with you my experience of using this device. Overall, to give you the overall summary, if you don't want to go through the full video, it's a good phone. It's a mid-range phone, so you won't be paying as much as the flagships or even the upper mid-range phones. It's just 400 pounds here in the UK, and in India it's even cheaper, so you will get it at around 30,000 rupees. And what does it provide which makes it so good? So it has a 90 hertz screen. Now I understand that there are cheaper phones that provide the 120 hertz display, like the Poco F3, the Realme phones. But I think in terms of the software experience, they don't come close to the Nord, because I know that OnePlus is known for its software, the Oxygen OS, and it is the possibly the smoothest Android skin that is out there. In my opinion, it's even better than Pixel because it's as smooth as Pixel while it provides a little bit more features than the Pixel launcher. So it feels very good, and I like the font that OnePlus uses. I definitely love that. So I like to even when I'm reading Twitter or any other social media sites, then the font that OnePlus uses, I mean, it makes a difference. It's just my personal opinion, but I like it. So the 90 hertz screen, the overall software experience is very good on this phone. Also the camera. So I have not used it extensively. I just took a couple of pictures. So but overall I think it does the job, and in fact better than what other phones do at this price point. The and I'm talking about the primary camera. The ultra wide and the monochrome, you can just ignore them. They are just there for show. But the primary is good. So if you are just want to take a quick normal photo, nothing fancy, then I mean, at this price point, this is the best phone. Oh, and I like this volume. It gets very loud. It's all as loud that you cannot maybe hear music or YouTube at the full volume, because I mean it's just too loud for that. So I just listen at around 60 to 70% of the full volume, and which also helps because at full volume you might notice some harshness creeping in, some crackling sound in the volume, but at 60-70% of the full volume it is absolutely good. So the volume is good, the and there is no distortion at that volume level. Then the display, again, it is quite a good display. Apart from the 90s, I'm just talking about in terms of the brightness and how it looks. It looks very good. I have no complaints about that. It has the Google feed, so I changed it to the Google feed. Earlier in the previous OnePlus phones, if you swipe to the left, then you had the Oxygen OS panel. But it's still there. I mean, you can, instead of swiping down to see notification, you can choose to have that Oxygen OS panel. But I changed it, I because I don't really use that. So Google feed, I use Google feed to look through the latest news and what I interest me most, and swipe down to the notifications. So all in all, it has been a very good initial experience for the past 3-4 days. I did encounter a couple of bugs, like in camera. It's still there. It sometimes it happens. So when by default, of course, you see that it is at 1x. If I try to go to the ultra wide, you see I got uh, crashed out of the camera app. So this is one issue that has been going on for the past 3-4 years. Sorry, what I'm saying, the past 3-4 days. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So the ultra wide, again, you see it is not letting me. A workaround is that if you just use the zoom dialer and go to 0.6x, but still it is not working this time. Generally it works, so that is my workaround. But yeah, yep, you see now it is showing 0.6x. But yeah, generally it is does not work, you see, if you directly click on that. So that is a bug. I did try to clear the cache, the data, but to no avail. It is still there. Maybe a future software update will sort it. Let's see. So overall, it's a good phone apart from a few minor bugs. Yeah, another one that I would like to point out was the hardware key. Now, if you can see here, it's a clicky feel, the both up and down volume rocker. But when I initially got the device, the bottom one was not giving such a clicking noise. It was always a very like muddled, like something was stuck inside. But since yesterday, I mean, it automatically got sorted. I don't know how, but I'm glad I did. So that was another issue, but that is no longer a problem because it got sorted out. But the camera crashing is still an issue. I don't know whether you guys are facing it or not. So overall, I think it's a good phone. And if you're looking for a secondary phone or even a like a main phone and you are in a budget, so for 30,000 rupees in India, I think you can't go wrong with this OnePlus Nord 2. And even in UK also, if you are looking for a mid-range phone at around 400 pounds, then yep, this will serve you well. And because OnePlus is promising 2 years of Android update and 3 year of security updates, and I know that these days people don't keep their phone for such long period of time, so I think it will serve you well if you are looking for a budget phone. And yes, I know that there has been a recent incident in India where the OnePlus Nord 2 exploded. So I don't know whether it's true or not, or whether it exploded on its own, or there were some external factors. But I think it's not a cause of concern, because if you look at the history of smartphones, the Apples have exploded, the Samsungs have exploded. I'm not talking about the Note 7, it exploded everywhere. Even the other Notes or even S series, there are always a few cases where you will hear that the phone exploded or something. But I think it's a one off case, and probably due to some other external factors. Sometimes, if you put a pressure on these lithium ion batteries, too much pressure, it might lead to explosion. So I don't think you should be concerned about that, because I'm sure the companies these days are extra careful after the Note 7 fiasco, that they test it properly and to ensure that it is safe for consumer, because nobody wants a bad rep. Samsung took it very badly. I mean, that year it was a very bad setback from them, but they bounced back from it. And I am sure their quality control would have gone up. Even the other companies would have learned from that fiasco from Samsung, and then would have started doing a more stringent quality control. So I don't think it will be an issue. And I know, I mean, whenever there is a such incidents happen, people, media, journalists, everywhere, they start making such an issue and then calling out the company. But I am not supporting OnePlus in this matter. I'm just sharing my opinion, that in my opinion it is a one-off case. But of course, if you are concerned about that, then of course you are free to like ignore this OnePlus Nord 2 and go for some other brand. This is just my opinion, that the issue is being blown out of proportion. And if but yeah, the caveat is that if you hear that there are more cases, just like what happened for Note 7, if you heard about one or two cases, 2 days later you heard about 3 cases, 5 cases, 10 cases, it kept on building, then you definitely know that there's something wrong with the design. But as of now, I have only heard about one case. So but if in the coming days you hear from more people, then of course there is some issue. But as of now, I don't think you need to worry about that. So this was my initial thoughts after 3 4 days of usage of OnePlus Nord 2. I'm using it as my work phone. It is actually light. or I think around 189 grams only. So I have been using the iPhone Pro Maxes and the S21 Ultra. So this is a light featherweight compared to those behemoths. And the charging. Oh yes, I forgot. I mean, this is the first time I'm using a 65 watt uh, phone. I mean, the phone capable of charging at 65 watts, and it's like amazing. Like I am just plugging it, going around doing some stuff on my, and when I am back to check my phone, it's almost full. So maybe give it a 15-20 minutes, you are good to go for the rest of the day. So that actually uh, saves you time of trying to plan things according that. Okay, I have to go out after 2 hours, so I have to plug my phone in 1.5 hours before that. So those type of planning, you are no longer concerned about those type of planning, and you just plug it in whenever you remember. Even if only for 10-15 minutes, you will be getting a good decent 50-60% at least charge on the phone, which will be enough to last a day, because the battery life in itself is also quite good. I Let me show you, pull up a screenshot that I took. uh, of course, it's only like I have charged it only couple of times in the past 3-4 days. This is my second charge cycle to be exact. So I did took a screenshot. Where is it? Where is it? Yes. Okay. uh, yes. So you can see this is screenshot. At that point of time when I took this screenshot, 16% battery was left, and I had a screen on time of 5 hours 30 minutes, and the total usage was 1 day 10 hours 47 minutes, so more than 37, almost 35 hours. So you can see that it's easily a 1.5 day phone with like 6 hours screen on time, because I still had 16% left, so it would have lasted me another hour of screen on time. So with a moderate usage, I think you can even make it to 2 complete days. With heavy usage, easily 1 day, and maybe half of the next day. And of course, if you just plug it for 5 minutes, you will be good to go for the rest of the days also. So the charging is brilliant on this. Okay, guys, so that was my initial thoughts. And if you have any questions about the OnePlus Nord 2 you want me to cover, please do comment, and please like and subscribe my channel. And I saw that my OnePlus 8 Pro video got quite popular. From my point of view, I don't get that many views, so I am hoping that I will get quite a few views on this OnePlus Nord 2 also. So like and subscribe, and have a good day.